smallest violin in the world.
What for?
My strawberries.
Oh, yeah.
You
update.
expected to come here and see my strawberry, didn't you?
Alas. It was stolen.
It was stolen.
Again.
The day after recording the last episode.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the last episode is about my organza bags, thinking those are going to be nice and protective of my strawberries.
Yep.
Turns out the bird just took the strawberry and the organza bag.
Unbelievable.
So
2 for 1.
A bird now owes me a strawberry and 15p.
Yeah.
Or an organza bag. I'll take either.
Yeah. At the moment, gardening. How is gardening going?
We had a bit of a heat wave, and I did drown a plant.
So you did the exact opposite.
Well, I thought we're gonna have a heat wave. It's gonna need water. I gave it too much water though.
Yeah. Help me!
That's exactly what my dahlia sounded like.
It did.
So yeah,
It's seen better dahlias.
I need to tend to the garden, which will be on Wednesday. I need to move some soil about and just see what's going on really with a few
Fair
plants.
enough. Other than that, how are you?
Good. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I look tired, so apologies to those watching
Everything's
on YouTube.
coming to a culmination, isn't it? I don't think you look hazard.
You don't look like a hazard.
Hazard incoming. Hazard incoming. You don't look like a hazard. You look lovely.
That's very kind of you, but I am very tired.
I
So
can tell, but that's okay.
I've had last week we were talking about having like a lot of makeup on, like face paint. I've had that today. I think I've still got makeup on like down here.
Just a smidgen.
And then
I think you're okay.
My eyelids still look purple. And that's not like because they're tired. That's just stained purple.
Yeah, exactly. That's from a busy weekend.
Yes, busy weekend, hanging out with Elsa.
Exactly.
So, is it really a bad weekend?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
How are you, Stephen?
Thank you for finally asking.
I thought you were gonna, because sometimes you just lead into answering it yourself. So.
No. I was fishing.
Yeah.
I was really fishing for a how are you? Yeah, no, I'm pretty good. What is there to update the people on?
Oh, we put the 12th night poster on Instagram.
Yes.
I'm just thinking you're in 12th night.
We are in 12th night. We are entering penultimate week, which is so busy at the moment. I think that on top of because most of my work now is in the evenings, so therefore that means that like at the moment I'm having to shift things around and prioritize learning. Like I think I'm there off book, and you're off book. We're just trying to do the tweaks so that we get the words right, because actually Shakespeare's really tedious like that.
Yeah, and going straight to a rehearsal after being at work, like there's not really a break in between. Your brain gets frazzled.
Yeah, especially when you just arrive. Like sometimes we arrive a little bit later because of our work commitments, and then we're thrown straight into a scene. It's like, oh my god, I just want to eat my dinner.
I don't know what I'm saying in my real life.
I just want my dinner.
Yeah, and I mean, our wonderful director Sue was saying that there are things that we do with words in the modern day that you wouldn't have done back then. Like you say you were, like that's really like sound accentuated.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm looking for?
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, like saying "were" at the end of you. Yeah, how are you? What you were?
How are you?
How are you?
How are you?
But how are you? Just even things like that. I just got to think about how I say normal words that I say in my everyday life. It's
my big one is not pronouncing my T's, but that's just down to my accent. But I did have a moment earlier where I was chopping veg for the salad, and I just felt very, very grateful. Just to sort of like reflect on.
You were chopping
on
veg
everything.
with a grater?
No, I said I felt very grateful.
Okay.
Your joke didn't land.
It did.
Did it?
Yeah.
If you thought Chloe's joke landed, like now.
If you don't think it landed, like now.
Either way, smash that like.
Yeah,
oh,
that's good. It's good.
Yeah, no, I was just feeling very grateful because I tell you what has been coming up on my shuffle 3 days in a row has been Phantasmic. Like the final moments of Phantasmic. And when you're driving along
just
the
final moment. Do you mean the exit music?
Not the exit music. The actual like last 3 minutes. It's not the exit music. There's another track.
How is that coming up on your... That is a single track?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I'll share it with you.
Please do.
Share it with the people. Because I tell you what, when you're driving along the M1 and you're heading home and that is blasting out, you feel fantastic. You want to go back to Disney.
You feel fantastic.
And it just made me go, I really, really love what I do and what we do.
That's nice.
And I just had a nice little moment. It was wonderful.
That is lovely.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think sometimes you gotta take those moments in.
Yeah.
Because we do have a lot of new listeners. If you're new, hi.
Yeah.
But also, it's just kind of like from where we started and now we're here.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of the Mel Robbins podcast.
I thought you were like, I've been listening to a lot of Barks and Pals. I'm like, good for you, Glenn.
No, Mel Robbins.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah, Mel is fabulous.
I'm a peach.
You are a peach.
Yeah,
and not everybody likes peaches.
And
but
that's okay.
Out of context, that makes no sense. Go listen to the one about adult friendships. It's really wonderful, to be honest.
It's a really good one.
Can we answer last week's question?
Yeah, we can.
I don't know what it is. So
you asked it.
Did I?
Yes.
What was the question? It's been a busy week, Chloe.
What film is celebrating?
Oh, what film is celebrating its 50th anniversary currently at Universal Studios? And it is... Dun-dum, dun-dum,
Get out of the water! Get out of the water! We're going to need a bigger boat.
It's Jaws. Thank you. That was a wonderful montage.
Thank you.
But yeah, I quite like all the stuff that they're doing for Jaws. But again, it does make me feel a sense of nostalgia towards what Universal Studios once was.
Yes.
But we're not here to focus on what Universal Studios was. We are here to focus on the here and the now.
Yes.
You guys absolutely love ranking episodes. We love ranking episodes. So we're going to do another ranking episode.
Like the rides, not ranking our own episodes. We don't do that.
Ranking
you
our
might
episodes.
like doing that.
I was about to say, if you want to put together a 1 to what will now be 116.
Or maybe just do your top 10.
Let us know. Do you know what? I'm genuinely curious. If you guys want to drop us a message on Instagram, what are your favourite type of episodes that we do?
Yeah.
I'd be genuinely curious because actually we spend so much time thinking of ideas, coming up with new concepts. We've done things from Q&As to hidden histories to ranking episodes. Like, I'm just curious
you guys
as to what
might
people actually like.
Really not like ranking.
You might,
and you just tune in to be like, oh, they're so wrong. I hate this.
Yeah, I just want to know about the strawberries.
Maybe you don't actually like the ranking episodes, but from what we can tell, you do. So yes, this week we are ranking Universal Studios attractions. So not Islands of Adventure, just Universal Studios. And when I got my list together, I've put it under our shared Notion page, like as Chloe's with exclamation marks, so Stephen doesn't open it.
Yes, and I didn't.
Where did you write yours?
I ended up writing mine. I always do mine on a Google Docs. It just keeps it away from you. I have a Parks and Pals folder on my drive, so it's just nice and easy.
Are we going to go with guesses for how many we're going to link up on?
Let's do that, and then I want to pose a question to you, just in general. Okay. I reckon we're matching 3.
Yeah.
Because I know what we're like.
I'm saying 2.
Okay. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. The one thing I will say is that normally with ranking episodes, I either find the bottom end really easy to rank or the top end. Mm-hmm. Top end, I think my top 5 was quite easy-ish to rank. The remaining things I really struggled with. Like, really, really struggled with.
There was one that's made my top 5 that I think is actually quite surprising, but I have got reason behind the madness to that one.
No, that's fine. And I think I like with these episodes that we are full of surprises.
Yeah, I think as these ones have gone on, you've gone less judgy of me.
I think that's because I've done some reflection on myself.
Yes.
And because I edit the episodes, it basically made me go, wow. I can really be a douche sometimes.
Yeah, you're really attacked with my answers.
So
when you go, oh, that's really surprising, that's okay. We're going,
yeah.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? You put it there. What do you mean it didn't make your top 3?
But we've got 14 attractions.
14 attractions, which again, I think says a lot about the type of park that Universal Studios has become. But I think we'll talk a little bit more about that towards the end of the episode. Mm-hmm. Should we start at 14?
Yes.
I actually struggled to put something at the end.
I kind of did, but again, I would like to preface this with saying this is my personal opinion.
Yes.
If I was ranking it as to general public's thoughts and views, I wouldn't put this list. This is how I feel about these rides.
Yeah.
Because there are some that people go, no, that ride's the worst. And I go, yeah, but for me, X, Y, Z.
Yeah,
and there's reason behind the mad. That's it. This episode, reason behind the madness.
Isn't it method in the madness?
Maybe.
Is the phrase.
Or I'm just saying.
Never mind. Should we do 14? You can count us down.
3, 2, 1. The
Race
Simpsons
through
ride.
New York.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And I'll tell you why I put it there.
Have you ever gone on it?
Because I've never done it. And I think the fact that I've been to this park, the fact that for maybe since we've been together, we've been annual pass holders for 2 or 3 years. Mm-hmm. We've been back several times. And there has never, ever been any enthusiasm for me to ride it.
I will say, The bottom 8 are ones that I usually haven't been on in years or haven't been on.
There are lots of things that I don't want to touch.
There's only one in there that I'm like, I've done that a few times. The rest of them I'm like, I've either never done it or like, I just don't do it.
Yeah, which I think says a lot. Now, when we've spoken about this recently in terms of the New York area, and we know that obviously we're losing Rip Ride Rockit, and that it's going to have to be something New York based, which again we can talk about later. However, that area is not used well, and it's basically just being taken over by minions. So Race Through New York is not a selling point attraction
random,
for me,
isn't it?
and it's just strange.
Tom Hanks is in it.
Okay.
And hashtag the panda.
Yeah. You can meet the panda. Well, we said that on our other episode.
So we'll do it next
I
time.
understand why you put Simpsons Ride, though, but would you like to justify that for the people?
It just doesn't make me feel well.
Yeah.
It makes me feel really nauseous. And I know it's not just me, it's lots of people. Because I'd say, although I get quite bad motion sickness, I think it's things that are quite intense.
Well, on simulators in general,
simulators.
if you think about the simulators that you don't like, i.e. Star Tours, Simpsons,
Forbidden Journey's getting there.
Forbidden Journey may be getting there, but
yeah.
I think that's maybe down to the overuse of screens.
Yes.
I see why you've put it there. Like,
yes.
There's a reason why I haven't put it right at the bottom or haven't. Yeah, I mean, I won't spoil anything, but still.
But it's also where Back to the Future was.
Yeah. And Back to the Future will always be one of those rides that I desperately wish that they would bring back. It would need a bit of an update because you can still watch ride-throughs on YouTube, but I tell you what, considering most of them are on camcorders, says a lot about the age of the ride as well. But again, that was a fantastic ride, and we keep saying that they need more classics back.
Absolutely.
Shall we go for 13?
You count us down.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Fast and Furious Supercharged.
There you go.
We actually matched one.
That's
Normally,
one.
it takes us about 10.
Now, people would think that would be at the bottom of my list, but The Simpsons, like, I would rather go on Fast and Furious than The Simpsons.
What?
Because I would come off Fast and Furious like, what the hell? But I come off Simpsons wanting to be sick, so I'd rather come off a little bit disappointed than throwing up.
I mean, I still end up doing Fast and Furious maybe every other
It's
time
so funny.
because it's always a quiet
Do you
wait.
remember the first time you did it?
Do you know what my favourite thing is?
That was my favourite memory.
My whatever.
Yeah, you'd be like, I'd be like, let's go on it, you know?
Yeah.
And you come off being like, literally, what was it?
I think the main thing, well, yeah, it does make you question a lot of things. It makes you go, of all these wonderful developments, like when you think about how modern Fast and Furious Supercharged realistically is in terms of like rides that have come at Universal, and then you go and see like Monsters Unchained and things like that, you're like, what happened?
No
Did someone
idea.
just leave a post-it note on the ground and say, oh, that could work?
Yeah, probably.
And then someone got a week to do it.
Yeah.
That's
probably
what it feels. It feels like a complete waste of space. And as I keep saying, Disaster should just come back. Yeah. Because that would be so much better. But that was a nice, easy one.
Yeah.
Should we go for 12?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Kang and Kodo's
Swell and Hurl. Well, we're going to get more than 2, I reckon, then. Wow. Very good.
This is really good.
It's just, it looks all right.
It's just
I've never been on it.
It's just an Aladdin's flying carpet.
No, but I think it spins a bit more, doesn't it?
I mean, it's just a standard up and down twirly ride.
Yeah, but also maybe a little bit of hurl.
Yeah, I don't... Like, have those rides ever made you feel ill? Out of curiosity, which types of rides... I mean, I know simulators are the obvious ones, but are there any rides that you can think of...
Spinning teacups.
...that instantly make you feel sick?
Spinning teacups. Okay. I can't even look at them.
Anything else?
I hate looking at them.
Are there any other rides that you've come off and you've gone, I think I'm going to be sick?
No.
Because I don't think I've ever had that feeling, even if I've had a meal just before.
Good for you.
Which is really thrilling.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other ones. I think that's about it.
Okay.
Just heavy spinning and then movement to a 3D screen. Like, I can handle Monsters Unchained, and I can handle, like, Transformers and Spider-Man, but I think that's because it's not just, like...
I think it's the simulation goes with what's happening on the screen. There's a synchronicity to it.
Yeah, but like even Forbidden Journey, I think that's just, it hurts me too much.
Yeah, it's almost like a kind of circle vision style screen, which doesn't always work, to be honest. Okay, but again, it's a standard ride. It fits well with what Simpsons Land is. How long Simpsons Land will be there, we don't really know at this stage. So I can't see it being there too much longer, to be honest. And will it be missed? Probably not. Should we go for number 11?
Yeah, I think I'm in my head, I'm gonna guess what you've got.
Okay.
but I'm not going to say it out loud till afterwards. So if I get it right, you've got to believe me.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Villain
Minion
Con.
Mayhem. That's not what I was going to say for you, but interesting. Yeah, I said Minion Mayhem.
Okay. Why did you think... what did you think I was going to be? Minion Mayhem?
Trolls Roller Coaster.
I see why you might have thought... I mean, it probably is somewhere around this area.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I've always been a fan of a coaster, even if it is a kiddie coaster. Because I think we've underestimated kiddie coasters recently. You know, if we think about Flight of the Hippogriff, great little coaster. If you think about Hiccup Swing Gliders, terrific coaster.
Yeah.
Designed for children, but actually more for adults in that sense.
Yeah.
So I haven't ridden it yet, but again, it makes me go, cool. That sounds nice. Whereas I think the thing for me with Villain Con, I really, really wanted to love the concept. And I think the technology is outstanding. And I think the idea could have been so good.
Yeah.
But I think the problem with it is that you're not really sure what you're doing. I love a shooter ride. You know, you give me Buzz Lightyear, you give me Toy Story Mania, I'm going to absolutely love it. But perhaps the biggest problem for me is that I don't know what I'm shooting at. I don't know how I score points. And I think if you just say to someone, hey, play, it's like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Like, am I aiming for the minions? Am I aiming for the boxes? Am I aiming
confusing.
for the other villains? I really don't know. And I think that disconnect
Am I a villain?
Am I the villain? I think I'm supposed to be. But again, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. So that, and the only time that we rode it, the travelator got stuck. And we paused like 3 times and we were just about to step on it for the first time and we waited like another 10 minutes. Now, when the queue is 5 minutes, I want to get on, I want to get off.
Yeah.
So there was a little bit of that.
Yeah. Well, I said Minion Mayhem. I've only done it once, I think.
It's a simulator ride.
It's Minion Run, the game.
But it's a simulator ride as
you
well.
remember Temple Run?
Temple Run was great.
Great game.
Great game.
Minion
It used to be like,
Mayhem is the same.
Hi, nice to meet you. What's your Temple Run high score?
Yes.
That was your...
That was it,
that
absolutely.
Does everyone else remember that?
I used to love Temple Run. But yeah, Minion Mayhem was similar to that. So the simulator was just Minion, like it was just that game as like a ride.
Yeah.
Wasn't really a fan. And the queues were so long. I ain't queuing for that.
Yeah, it's one of the... I think every single park in Orlando has at least one ride that... One, you can dictate the busyness of the entire thing based on that one ride, but also it's inflated and you have no idea why.
Yes.
Because having ridden it, you go, what's all that about? But still, that's just one of those for me. Should we go for 10?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Trolls Roller Coaster.
3? I don't...
3 already.
Someone will have to look back because I think 3 or 4 is the maximum we've ever done. And that was on Magic Kingdom where there were like 30 attractions.
Yeah, true. This is
this is actually pretty good for us. I feel confident. I'd like to change mine to maybe 5 or 6.
It's too late now.
Not that we can change it because I've already won. Because we've got 3 and you got 2. So
doesn't matter who wins.
Not that it's a competition.
Trolls Roller Coaster. It gives me Flight of the Hippogriff vibes.
Yeah.
So it's just not a particularly comfortable coaster.
No.
When it was Woody Woodpeckers, loved it.
But it's what I class as like it's a carnival coaster.
Barnstormer.
It looks like it's just been put up temporarily.
Yes.
And it's not going to be a permanent fixture.
You've been to the Black Gang Chine on the Isle of Wight. It's like Cliffhanger there, isn't it?
I hope not many people get that reference.
If you do, welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club. Go to the Isle of Wight, go to Black Gang Chine.
Well, the UK's first ever theme park.
Exactly. It's prehistoric.
It literally is.
Literally prehistoric.
So yeah, it's a good coaster. Nothing to write home about. Like, it's a fine coaster for a kid.
But I think this is one of the things that you notice with sort of what we're saying at the moment about Universal Studios. There are lots of experiences that are available and attractions that are just okay.
Yeah.
And I want more wow. Which is what we got, you know, even from the smaller rides in Epic Universe. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just going to always compare things to Epic Universe, but still.
Okay.
Number 9?
Number 9. 3, 2, 1. Villain Con.
Mayhem.
Okay, so we're now at the point... Oh, no, I haven't said one of yours yet.
Exactly.
But we're doing very well.
We are doing very, very well.
All the same ones.
See,
I reckon our top 3 are going to be the same rides.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, maybe not.
But also, Minion Mayhem, just briefly, I really loved it when it was the Jimmy Neutron version. That was fantastic. I like the fact that ride has kind of stayed the same but kind of been updated with a different IP every single time. And I think that's quite nice where they just kind of change the overlay.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't work for Simpsons. I think it does work for this because I think obviously Minions is hugely popular. I do quite like the little simulator style. So, yeah, that's why it's sort of sitting ninth for me.
I put VillainCon here because I said there was more for me to do than there is on the other rides, and I like doing things.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
So that's why it went there.
If you're an active participant in your rides, then get on VillainCon.
There's more things for me to do right here. So, yes. Also, we haven't included the 2 shows in our...
No,
we've just done rides.
We've just gone for attractions this time.
Yeah. Although it is an attraction, didn't count it in our thing.
I feel like number 8 is going to be a straight switcheroo of the 2 that we both haven't mentioned here, maybe.
Yes.
Should we
see? Yes, I think so.
Right. 3, 2, 1. The Simpsons
E.T.
ride.
Adventure.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that Race Through New York has made your top half of the entire ride.
It's quite fun, actually.
Okay. Then why'd you keep telling me not to go on it?
Because I don't think you would like it.
But it's made your top 7. We've ridden more things in the bottom half together than we have.
Have we really, though?
Yeah.
Simpsons ride.
You've made me do
last
Fast
do
and
that?
Furious Supercharged about 3 times.
No, I haven't.
Simpsons ride we've done once.
I think
VillainCon we've done once.
Fast and Furious I've only done with you once.
Twice.
I think maybe it was twice when we had Express Pass or
We've
something.
done it twice.
But there was no queue. We haven't done Minion
Chloe,
Mayhem together.
There's never a queue.
We haven't done Kang and Kodo's Twirl and Hurl. We haven't done the Trolls Troller Coaster.
Why E.T.?
I like E.T. It's just very dated, and I'm just doing it because I'm like, look how old this ride is. Like, that's the reason I'm going on it.
You're doing it for the jank.
Yeah, I'm doing it so I can give E.T. my name, but not my name.
But not your name.
But he never says it anyway.
You do it.
So what's the point?
Yeah, I think that's the disappointing thing is like they haven't just
that's
update
the
that bit of
only
technology.
reason I go on it.
Like it's very easy to just go put these names through.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they can't do it. You know, like Epic Universe uses like the facial recognition stuff now. I'm surprised it doesn't go, who is this, when you go through the gate and then kind of recognises it.
Yeah,
from
but they
there.
can't even do that on the Harry Potter ride because it's meant to be like the Death Eaters, the Dementors even, are like they take your soul and then they're meant to project just your face on the mist.
Since
so
when are they supposed to do that?
You know you have the last one and then you go backwards and you see like the skulls.
Yeah.
It used to be faces of who's in the car.
I did not know that.
Yeah, but it doesn't work. Like it worked at the start when the ride first opened.
That's
for like a week.
Really cool effect though.
So why isn't it working anymore?
Why is the Yeti not working?
That's why
Who knows?
that last one's got the light in it, so it can light up your face to get the image.
That makes a lot of sense. Wow, you learn something new every day, don't you?
So sometimes you might just see a random face and you're like, who is that?
You're good to have around. I did not know that.
There you go.
That's really cool.
I didn't know you didn't know that. But yeah,
Universal,
it doesn't
fix
work
it,
anyway. So fix ET, fix that face thing.
Just fix.
Fix. Universal, just fix it.
Get your fix. See, I put Simpsons Ride at 8 because I don't actually mind it. It makes me feel a little bit queasy, but I don't actually mind it. I think it's quite fun. But again, I think I'm not really going to ride it much because I'm with you all the time. And
Next time I'll queue for it with you, but I won't ride it.
Okay, that's fine.
Does that work?
That sounds like a fair deal.
Okay, nice.
Shall we go for number 7?
Okay, do you reckon this is going to be like...
Maybe. Let's find out.
Okay.
Right, 3, 2, 1.
Race
Hogwarts
Through
Express.
New York with Jimmy Fallon.
Okay.
I think I do like that. It's a simulator I can semi-enjoy.
I can
but this is what I mean.
with.
The whole bottom 8 rides, I'm now like, none of them are like fighting for a top spot. They were all somewhere at the bottom. It was just finding out where I put them.
If I had an express pass, I'm still probably not riding them.
Yeah.
Which I think says a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
It needs a lot of updating, so that's understandable. The Hogwarts Express. I do like the Hogwarts Express. If it's like a 15-minute wait or less, I will always do it. Because I like the effects in the queue. I like being able to sort of looking like I'm walking through the wall. I do quite like the sort of little track and audio. It's nice that they've updated Hermione. It's just a nice way to get over to the other park. But it's just a train. It's a 5-minute train journey. Yeah. So for me, it doesn't take my breath away.
Trains.
No, they're comfy seats though.
Yeah, they are.
I always like doing it with groups of Americans, which is obviously very common because they kind of twig on to the fact that we're British. And
then they feel like they're part of the movie. Like, wow, it's like we're really in Harry Potter.
Sometimes we get like those little looks of, oh, British, are we? It's like, yes. Muggles, in fact.
Yeah, that's funny.
Right, number 6.
Number 6.
3, 2, 1.
Rip
E.T.
Ride
Adventure.
Rocket.
I'm trying to think what you've moved around. Go on then. What's Rip Ride?
Rip Ride
Or
is a roller
pass out.
coaster that makes me pass out, and I can do it. I used to go on it like 3 times in a row. Like I used to get off the ride and go, the music didn't work, so I get to go on it again. That I can't do that anymore.
No.
I can do it once and that's it. Maybe it's age of me. Maybe it's age of the coaster.
Maybe it's a combination of both.
Maybe it's just the age.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Yeah, maybe it's Maybelline. Who knows? But I also am like, the songs have gone.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't got any song choices anymore, really.
No, I miss the songs, and also, like, I'd love to, like, it's the sort of thing that you go with, like, PhotoPass, give me the video.
Yeah.
Like, actually just give me the video rather than charging me, like, $20 or what.
Yeah.
Because actually, I think that's so cool being able to watch yourself. Even if you charge, like, a little bit as a digital file. Like,
$2.
It doesn't have to be this kind of big money-making thing, because I honestly don't think enough people probably buy it.
No, I don't think
still,
so either.
What was your... No, what was my one?
Yeah, what was your one?
I went E.T.
Yeah.
Because I love the nostalgia of E.T. I still think E.T. still gives me little bits of goosebumps when you do the little rise and you see the sort of city. I think it's a much better version. I'll be controversial here. I think it's a much better version of what Peter Pan's Flight is.
Oh, agree.
So,
yes.
Apologies for all you Peter Pan's Flight people, but
yeah,
I just personally get more out of E.T.
Yeah.
I think it's just a
that.
really beautifully synced ride.
I just don't
even
like
if it is
the
a bit janky.
squeakiness when you go around the corner. It's like...
But I think it also incorporates
That was
everything
quite a
that you
good
want to...
squeak
That was a good squeak.
Thank you.
It was like I was there.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things with me is that I like stepping into the movie, and the fact that is such an iconic scene and you're on the bike, I don't think that's ever going to get old, and I really like that.
Oh, I think it could really be better.
Okay.
Anyway, should we do our top 5?
Shall we indeed? Ready?
Okay. 3,
2, 1. Rip, ride, rocket.
Transformers. I put Transformers 3D. I think it's actually 4D.
It is 4D.
But I put 3D. I know what I meant.
I think we can classify most of their 3D rides as 4D because every single one of those style of rides
Water
at Universal,
effects.
you will get sprayed and you will get soaked for no reason.
Yes.
The only one it actually makes sense on
Spider-Man.
is Spider-Man when Hydra Man punches you. Apart from that,
oh no, it does make sense in Transformers because they get the broken pipe.
Oh yeah, true. But
then the dog goes towards you and you're like,
but
what?
that's like forced. That's really, really forced. Like, Hydro Man is one of the villains you expect to get wet, whereas, like, you go, oh, where are we? Oh, grab a pipe, snap, haha, you get wet. I think they fish for those moments.
A fish out of water.
A fish out of water. But I do like Transformers a lot.
I like Transformers too, and I like at the end when you turn around and... is it Ultron? Is that... No.
Ultron?
Ultron's
What's
from
Marvel?
Marvel. Sorry, what's his name?
Megatron.
Megatron. Very similar.
Megatron, Ultron.
Tron.
Most of them are Trons.
Yeah. Yeah, I like when you turn around and you see his face just there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's nice.
And he's like...
I like seeing...
Like, boom! And it's like, that's a dead robot right there.
Thank you for saving the Allspark.
I got that robot. the Allspark and the... what's it in Guardians of the Galaxy? In Millennial Falcon. What do you have to... Coaxium. Both those things to me, I don't know what they are.
No.
Power sources.
You're just like, ha ha ha, I'll grab it for you.
Some form of mineral / power source. And they go, we want it. I'm like, yeah, great.
Okay.
Same thing as, what's Captain America's shield made out of?
Vibranium?
Yeah,
vibranium.
Same thing. These are all the same thing to me.
Yeah.
I think they are the same thing.
There's like made up metals and not my thing.
Made up minerals. Yeah.
Shall
we
do? Yeah, I went Rip Ride. It's time to go. That's all I have to say. I really, really love it as a coaster. I think doing a vertical sort of crank is fantastic. And that first sort of dip is really, really good.
We've both got one we haven't
We've got three that the other people it's just us two. We've got 3 that we both haven't said.
And one each the other person has said.
It'd be interesting to see how we put these. Should we do 4?
Yeah, I think it could be the same place.
Okay,
maybe.
so let's go for 4.
3, 2, 1.
Transformers
Hogwarts Express.
3D.
Right, now hear me out.
Yeah, I do want to hear you out.
I think I'm getting old, right? Because the thought of sitting on that train with a Starbucks.
Okay.
That's what I like doing. I like getting my Starbucks before going on the train.
God, you're such a
I
muggle.
like sitting on the train with my butterbeer.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So you are really getting old,
That is
aren't
nicer
you?
to me than Transformers.
You are a different person.
I am changing.
I actually think Transformers
with
is
time.
one of the best rides in that park. There's a reason why that
But it's
is
fourth.
always... No, but we're talking about 14 rides here, Chloe. That puts it in, it's like top 20, 30%. It's pretty good.
True.
I just think it's a really, really well put together... Like, I think it's actually I prefer Spider-Man, don't get me wrong, but I think it's an upgraded version of that style of ride, and it does it so, so well. Like, there's a good intensity to that ride. I come off feeling thrilled, and that's what I should feel.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Number 3. Are we going to match up on our top 3?
Oh, let's find out, shall we?
Potentially.
Ready?
3, 2, 1. Men in Black Alien Attack! Yeah. Great ride.
Honestly, I get so much enjoyment out of this. And do you know what? I keep seeing all of the stuff happening with, obviously, Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Getting all the upgrades. Men in Black, like, as much as I've said in recent times, like, there's lots of space that could be used better there. I love that ride. I love a good shooter.
I also think, though, it's
and
a
I think
different
they could
kind
upgrade
of one.
it as well.
Like,
but
when you go onto the ride,
yeah,
it's like a normal shooting ride where you're aiming for the targets and it's like, oh no, and then there's actual aliens. And I love that because it's not just your normal hit the simple targets.
Yeah,
there are actual aliens on that ride.
No, I honestly, I will always love a good shooter ride.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think someone could make a whole park that is just different types of shooters, and I'd be absolutely thrilled.
Yeah,
I'd have a wonderful time. So yeah, long live Men in Black Alien Attack.
I've closed my iPad. Can I know what my top 2 are?
I know what my top 2 are. Crack's Neck.
This is really interesting.
This would be quite interesting because that would mean we've matched on nearly half.
Yeah.
Which is actually really good for how we kind of feel about...
I feel like
for how we feel about
majority
of things. I would be surprised if we don't.
Okay.
Number 2?
3, 2, 1. Gringotts. Well done. Okay, so number 1 is The Mummy.
Yes.
Amazing.
Well,
which is interesting, isn't it?
Well, let's talk about Gringotts first.
Okay.
Why do you love Gringotts so much?
I love the new ride dynamic. So like this is a spoiler if you haven't been on it before, but when you go forward at the start of the ride and then you tilt.
Yes.
Incredible. What a great feature.
Yeah.
Great. Love it.
I think this is one of the ones that is a nice blend of screen and everything else.
There's one part I really don't that makes me feel uncomfortable.
Which bit makes you feel uncomfortable?
When like the big troll thing holds on and like pushes you one way, then the other way, then the other way, and then because I'm just making really awkward eye contact with this troll for a really long time.
I tell you what it feels like. It feels like amateur stage combat.
I'm just
when you're doing like the tug back and forth.
Yeah, I'm just sat there like
it's very choreographed.
Like why stop looking?
Although it does annoy me that the whole mist thing at the end of you kind of shooting through hasn't worked for a really long time,
and that's annoying because they keep the shoot hole open. Where it used to be closed with a screen and then it would drop by the smoke, and that was a great not a reveal but a great movement because you didn't know where you were going. Yeah, so
my only thing with Gringotts is I always come off it feeling somewhat unsatisfied because I want it to be longer.
Yes.
And I think there's so much of like 10 seconds of thrill, screen time. 10 seconds of thrill, screen time. Whereas I want a little bit more of a coaster within it. Yes. And that would probably be my main thing. But
I agree.
I really didn't have many doubts that me and Chloe were going to match on our number 1 here. Because
it's such a good ride.
Revenge of the Mummy is a terrific ride.
It's not even just the ride. I love the story of the ride.
I love the premise. Queue. Everything is great.
So if you ever just walk through the queue really quickly, you're not really going to catch on to what the ride is meant to be. Like you get that you're on the set of the Mummy, but the whole thing is that the set is cursed. And if you watch the clips on the screen, it's about people that work there getting like caught by the Magi symbol.
Do you know what I love?
And like no Magi, no service or something.
No Magi, no service. I love that.
That's my favourite one. But it's how they've got the cast to go with this whole ride story and being like, I don't know what they're talking about. Like there is no like curse going on. And then like you go on the ride, which is it going, oh yeah, it is curse. It's just so clever.
But I think we probably love it because it's in that kind of mockumentary style. And we love The Office and anything in that genre. So I think that works perfectly. The kind of setup. I even think like sometimes interactive elements of ride queues can kind of not hit. But I absolutely love that they have the camera set up in the other room. And if you and someone on the other side both put your hands on the
that does one thing. It's the other one. There's one that you just put your hand on yourself, and then it makes the air come out.
And then it makes air come out, and you can always see people jumping in the other room. I think that works so well because again, it gets you all jittery. I love the team members. I think the team members are great because I love it when they're kind of like
upside down with the thumb. I also really like when it's not the end of the ride, but that part of the ride.
That is a great mix of storytelling and a good coaster on the inside.
Yeah, and theatre.
That's what I really like.
That's theatre.
I like because the first time that I ever rode that ride, I did not know what to expect. I was terrified.
Yeah.
Because indoor coasters, I love once I've done them the first time.
Okay.
So there's that unpredictability. Like I remember the first time I ever rode Space Mountain, I came off and I think I was shaking. Admittedly, I was a lot younger, but I came off shaking because I was like, I was like, I did not expect that in any way, shape or form. I think Mummy, I expected to be that kind of style, but I think how it kind of sets up and then you do that sort of like shoot up. Brilliant. It's a wonderful ride.
Your souls are mine.
And I think that also just goes to show that older franchises are always worth investing in and making sure that they get their plaudits because everybody loves the Mummy. Everybody loves Brendan Fraser.
Oh, absolutely.
So
hey, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed yourself. I would enjoy this interview a lot more if I got my cup of coffee. What does it say though? Ghoulish whoosh.
Ghoulish whoosh.
Thanks. That was my Brendan Fraser impression.
That was very good. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
That is arguably one of our most successful on what we've matched. So when we come to do Islands of Adventure, probably in a month or so, we'll see how successful we are there. Because again, I feel like Universal-wise, we sync up quite nicely. I think we're very different people when we come to do things like Disney. I was going to kind of quickly ask you.
Oh, go on then.
Just because I was thinking, like, I made some notes at the end just to be like, oh, I feel like we should talk about this. For me, Universal Studios now, we've already said it's a half-day park. I feel like I get more excited doing maybe 3 rides and then I'm done is one thing. The other thing, or there's 2 things that I look forward to in Universal more than anything, and that's Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes.
And it's also the updates that they do with the Tribute Store.
Yes.
Like, I go for the seasonal occasions than I do anything else. Would you agree with that?
I do agree. And on that note, I don't need the seasonal doings at Disney.
Yeah.
That's what I think the difference is. I like the seasonal events at Harry Potter. Nope.
At Harry Potter.
At Universal.
A wizard.
More than Disney.
Yeah.
Like, Disney at Halloween, great. Disney at Christmas, great. But I like to go to Universal and do Halloween Horror Nights. I like to go and do like Zoosicle. It's not Zoosicle, but it's how the Grinch stole Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, I like doing those things at Universal because there is more to do. And yes, you've got Boo to You and those things, but Disney doesn't really change that much apart from the snacks, the food offerings. Whereas Universal have those overlays and they have events going on more often.
I feel like the park is maybe at a bit of a place at the moment where if it didn't have something as monumental and successful as Halloween Horror Nights, I'd love to know what attendance figures have been kind of like. Because I guarantee they're still pretty good.
Yeah.
But I do think there needs to be more investment in, like, you know, are we going to see more TLC going towards it now that Epic Universe is kind of done and dusted?
And I think Universal needs to not be scared of taking their time to do things.
Yeah.
Like, don't just be like, oh, we need something new here, boom, done. Like Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Like, take time to think about it, guys.
Because also when they do sit and when they do ponder on these things,
incredible things
create
happen.
Incredible rides.
Yeah.
Same with Disney. Like, take your time on things as much as
that's a life lesson, isn't it? Really. Look, good things take time. Don't rush anything. Take your time.
Which is why this podcast is coming out in a month.
And this podcast is sponsored by Time.
By Time. Indeed. What is our question for next week, Chloe?
Well, next week we are doing a fun episode about date nights in Orlando.
Well, not necessarily like date nights. It's more of like we're going to plan 2 very, very different days
Yeah.
on complete opposite sides of the spectrum.
Kind of like date days for each other.
Kind of like a date day. Well, should we plan it in mind with just the 2 of us?
That's what I was doing.
Perfect. Wonderful. Then that works wonderful.
So my question is a love question for everybody.
Okay.
When did Daisy Duck and Donald Duck officially become a couple?
Oh, good question.
Thank you very much.
I'm trying to think of a funny answer, and there just isn't one.
No.
But I feel absolutely pooped. So I want a nice, I want to go evening.
And watch some more of the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders.
Na, 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 na. Thunder.
And let's see if by the end of the year, if I can do the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleader kick line.
That is something I want to see.
I don't think I'll be able to do it by the end of the year, but I'm going to try.
Wonderful. That's like such a unique and, I don't know, special little achievement for you.
I am special.
I look forward to monitoring your progress.
Thank you. And we look forward to seeing you all next week.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. We can cry when it's over.